Hey there, Kings fans. Welcome back. We are celebrating National Girls and Women in Sports Day. And by doing so, we talked to Carlin Faith earlier. And now it is my honor and privilege to be joined by Blake Bolden. She is one of the scouts for the LA Kings. She became the first Black female pro scout for the NHL and the second ever female pro scout in the NHL. She is a trailblazer in every sense of the word. It is my honor and privilege to be joined by you today, Blake. How are you doing?
Thank you. I'm doing great. I'm glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
We are thrilled to have you. We were just talking about your dog. So if you hear barking, those are Blake's dogs.
My apologies.
And we want to thank the fans for submitting some awesome questions for Blake today. Before we get to them, Blake, I wanted you to give us just a little background with your experience growing up with hockey.
Yeah, for sure. I'm from Cleveland, Ohio, as you and I were discussing. Midwest.
Midwest.
Yes, Midwest in the house. I grew up playing gymnastics and doing just small little sports like that until I walked into the Gund Arena when I was 7 years old and fell in love with the Cleveland Lumberjacks. Back then, they were the IHL. And I saw how fast the game was. They were fighting. They were playing hard. It was physical. And I was like, I need to play that. That is end all be all. So me and my dad, we grabbed all the hockey equipment that we could find that played against sports. And I just learned from there and have loved the game ever since. And now I'm here with you today.
Yes, you are. And you've had an incredible career. You played in college, you played in the professional ranks. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I went to Boston College. It was my dream school, an amazing school, really. Out of Hockey East, I captained my senior year. Our team went to 3 Frozen Fours. Couldn't get that Natty Champ, but for me, I wanted to go to BC because it was a school that I felt I could help develop. And yeah, I decided to play pro after that. I played for the Boston Pride of the National Women's Hockey League and the Boston Blades of the Canadian Women's Hockey League. I played overseas in Switzerland, and then I came back and played for the Buffalo team. And now I'm just here as a scout, just taking my experiences in the game and putting them towards scouting.
So your girl knows a thing or two about hockey.
Yeah, just a little.
just a little. You're being modest, but yeah, you are a rock star, for lack of a better word, since we are live here. Let's jump into these questions. Fans, thanks again for submitting. We're going to start with one today. They asked, how do you deal with people who doubt you?
Oh, wow. I really try not to think about the people that doubt me. I have a really good core base. I lean on my teammates a lot and my family and my friends. And I've developed a lot of mental toughness. You know, growing up, I was playing boys hockey and being the only girl on the team, they wanted to kick my butt a lot. So I had a lot of doubt to get through. And I just used that as fuel. So I would win the game or I would go score a goal. And it was kind of like a PPW, prove people wrong sort of situation where that gave me the confidence to keep doing what I needed to do.
What's that meme? Blocking out the haters.
Yeah.
So you got it. Gotta have that mentality.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That is excellent advice. Next question we have from Jordan Nicolex. Any advice for women who want to work in the sports field?
Yes, absolutely. I think that the biggest thing you should do is have experience in the sport that you're interested in, know everything about it, the ins and the outs. I would say network, because a lot of sports jobs hire based off of not necessarily who you know, but your experience, and then knowing some people on the inside never hurts, right? So just network and know your worth too, because the sports industry is hard to get into. And if you don't have that confidence and grit, I think you can develop those things while you're playing sports. I think you can bring that to whatever franchise or whatever organization you want to go to.
Wow. 2 questions in and you're already bringing the fire. These are some great answers. Next up, we have from Morgan Stickney. Is Lincoln Brown the GOAT?
Ooh, is she the GOAT? I think she's going to be definitely the GOAT in the future. I'm a huge Lincoln Brown fan. And but my goat is Angela James,
Okay.
currently, and we pave trails for other women. And Lincoln, you're next, girly. I see it.
All right. What is your favorite hockey city to visit and why?
Oh wow, my favorite hockey city. I think Boston is a great hockey town. I feel like I grew up there. They love their hockey in Boston. But right now, I guess it's LA. I guess it's. I thought about it and I wanted to change it. Right, loyalty, LA.
There, LA, love it. So speaking to that, kind of tell us like as a scout in the NHL, what do your day-to-day activities look like? Like what is a day in the life of Blake?
Yeah, a day in the life of being a scout right now in this pandemic era is staring at your computer screen a lot and seeing what's going on out there in the market, who's being traded or let go, or who's available, and then keeping up with all your prospects. For me right now, the AHL is starting, so I'm really ramping up and making sure I got everything in order and in line. So when I go to the games or when I watch them on TV, I'm just organized. Being a scout has to do with a lot of time management and organization and staring at a bunch of different hockey games and players.
Watching a lot of film and all that good stuff.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Um, not Kylie wants to know, how do you create agency for yourself in such a male dominated profession?
Oh, I know not Kylie. Hi, not
Oh,
Kylie. Um,
amazing.
yes, that's a great question. I think I alluded to it before where it is you have to have confidence in yourself and you have to know your worth because if you don't have that confidence, you're always going to second guess yourself or you're going to hesitate. I remember I was so nervous when I had to give my first assessment of the players that I saw. And I had to take a second and have some serious breathing exercises because I was like, you deserve to be here. You know the game. You've been playing it for over 20 years. Like, you should be here. And your opinion is valued and it matters. So have that confidence and do what you got to do.
Knowing you belong.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here. Do pro scouts get to physically attend games? Good question. Are you able to go to these games in person right now?
I am. Yeah, I am able to go to the games if I so choose. Right now, I am not because I'm just trying to organize all of my players and get things in order for the AHL season. But yes, I can go. Every team has a protocol that you must follow. You follow the protocol, and everything is okay.
We mentioned you being a trailblazer in so many different ways. You've been the first female Black woman to do incredible things within the hockey world. So we have a question for you that says, any advice for other women of color in the sports industry, especially in hockey where there's less people of color?
Yeah, I would say to tap into your individuality. I learned as I grew into the sport that conforming to trying to be like other people and act the way others act. I it didn't feel close to my heart. So I would just say be as individualistic as possible because right now we're in a time where we're trying to diversify the game as much as possible. So we need everyone to show their positivity and their personality and just be aware of that.
I love it. Yeah, there's only one you, so be you and let that do the talking for you.
Exactly.
Um, let's see here. What can the NHL do to be more progressive?
I think the NHL is starting to understand the value in supporting players in their individual selves. I think it just continues that way, right? Sharing stories is what brings us together and understanding each other's backgrounds and where we come through or where we come from. I think that is a huge benefit to our culture and what we're trying to bring. So I think supporting the players, their initiatives, and putting that in the spotlight.
Where does Blake's motivation come from?
Mm, that's a good question. My motivation comes from me just wanting to be great. I just want to be great at everything that I do. And I think that was instilled in me at a young age. I wanted to prove people wrong or be the best, even playing with little boys and getting knocked down and always getting back up and knowing that sometimes things don't happen the way you want them to, but there's always a learning lesson, and something that you can take away from it. So never having fear about anything that you're going to walk into, because you're going to come out better than what you did when you came into. So you're good.
You're good. I love
Yeah.
that whole strive for greatness mentality. I think that's so embedded in athletes. So great advice there. We have another question. Do you feel respected in the industry as being a woman?
Yeah, I do. I think the Los Angeles Kings has done an amazing job at supporting me, because I am new. I've been working with the Los Angeles Kings for a year now. I started
Right.
in January, and then in March the pandemic hit, and so I was like, I was walking, and then I was running, and then I was sprinting, and then boom, there was a halt. And during that time, I got a lot of support. I learned a lot. There's so many things about scouting, terminologies and things that you need to know. And so I had a lot of people in the offices to do that for me. So appreciate y'all.
Shout out LA Kings.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Did your family support your choices to be in a male-centric field from day one?
Um, I think my family from a young age knows that Blake does whatever she's going to do.
Love
and
it.
and that there's no changing her mind, even if they didn't support me. But I have a great family. My parents, my folks are always telling me that they're proud of me, and I think that is the reason why I feel that I can walk into rooms with confidence because of what they instilled. So like I said, find your people, find the people that want to support you, and be your biggest cheerleader, and you will go far.
Kind of piggybacking on that, what does your family think of all your success?
uh,
You're doing pretty cool stuff. Like you are paving the way for so many.
Oh, thank you. My family loves it. I try not to brag to them about all the things that I'm doing, and I let them find out what I'm doing behind the scenes, and they'll send me articles and things like this. They'll be like, Blake, you were on live, or I saw you on TV. I'm so proud of you. So they're jazzed up. I mean, my dad is like over the moon. Every time I go home and meet someone new, they know everything about me, and I've never met them before. So. I think they're happy.
Sounds like you have great parents. And you're humble. I mean, what you just do it all. Let's see here. What is Coach Blake's vision for her girls team moving forward after all the challenges they've faced this season?
Ooh. Oh, are you talking about my angels? What's up, people?
This one's from Cynthia and Callie, another one you may know.
Love it. Love it. My vision is just to remain mentally focused, because I think if we've learned anything this past year, it's about just remaining focused and being positive and patient. So I think our girls team has done that. They've been very patient with different protocols, trying to get on the ice, whether we can, whether we can't. And we've done Zoom exercises, workouts online, so they've been staying fit and honing in on their skills at home. So my main goal and vision for them is to know that they have me in their corner, and that we're going to win some championships in the future when the green light goes up.
There we go. I love it. We asked Carlin this question. I'm going to ask you the same one. Do you have a favorite sports moment?
Wow. Yeah, I have a lot of favorite sports moments. My favorite sports moment, particularly, was when I won the first National Women's Hockey League Isabel Cup. That was major. It was the first league that paid women to play ice hockey professionally. And it was just so cool to be the first person or the first team to raise the cup. So that will be top of my list for all, I think, while I was playing, for sure.
Right. It's an incredible accomplishment. This is from Cabrana of Color. Advice for women who work in a boys' club environment. You are definitely in that environment. So what is your advice to women also working in it?
I would say, I would say you have to be comfortable and you have to find that level of comfortability and show your personality because that's valuable and your different perspective and the way that you are helps. And I would also say network with other women that are in the sports industry. I've talked to a lot of girls that are in analytics for other franchises, and it's nice to have a community that supports you in that way.
Networking is so important. Yes. Make good relationships. Always, be kind and helpful because you never know. I've noticed even in my own path, like you'll run into the same people down the line. So we never want to burn bridges. You always want to be, a good person, I guess.
Absolutely.
I don't even know if you can answer this question, but do you personally have a favorite Kings player and why? We'll put Carlin on the spot with this one too.
Yeah, well, I will say that I am very, very happy that Kaliev scored his first NHL goal in his first game.
That was amazing.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's it. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all we're going to say there. All right, I love it. Another question for you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years down the road? Because you've accomplished so much. Like, where do you go from here? What are your goals or where do you want to go?
Yeah, I want to go up. I want to win a Stanley Cup with the Los Angeles Kings. I want us to all be in rings, and I want more. So I want us to be victorious. I think this is a really exciting time. I just went through my first draft where we drafted Quentin Byfield as the highest drafted Black player ever in the history of the National Hockey League. I think that Los Angeles is going to raise itself up. We're going to have amazing fans. I hope that we diversify the sport here in LA and people feel included and wanted inside of Staples Center when those doors open back up. And like I said, I just want to win. And for me, career-wise, I'm rocking with the Kings. So hopefully, if they'll have me, I'll be here.
I like everything that you just said there. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Some answers today, Blake. One more question before we let you go today. What advice would you give to your younger self or little girls that are looking up to you now?
Yes, I would say just be true to yourself. I think I highlighted it a little bit, but it was challenging being a little Black girl and in this space. So figure that out now. Figure it out now where you fit, how you feel. Focus on yourself and not external things. And I think you'll be okay if you just figure out what your values are and stick to those.
So great. Blake's on your side.
Yeah, all day.
We didn't do this with Carlin, but where can people go to follow you and keep up with all that you're doing on social media?
Oh, yeah, because I love new followers and friends.
Yes, we do.
My handle for both Twitter and Instagram is Sport Blake. Pretty basic name. You can find or DM me or message me or whatever. I just love to post things about hockey and cooking and my life. So
your dogs. I saw a picture of your dogs.
Yeah, my babies.
Plenty of golden doodle content.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Blake, this was so much fun. I think, wait, last season, were you in an intermission game with us on the ice? I was just had that thought. Didn't we bring you out for an intermission game?
Yes,
this is like
Lions shootout, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Well, I miss being at games with you. Next time we're all back at Staples together, we'll have to bring you back out on the ice for another game. Looking forward to seeing that all you are going to accomplish because, like I said at the beginning, you are an absolute rock star in this industry, and you're paving the way for so many. And we're proud of you. We're glad you're on our team, and we hope to see you soon.
Yes, I hope to see you guys soon too. Thank you so much, and go Kings, go.
Go Kings, go.